Hello and welcome to Freedom Through Astrology, where I'm giving you the keys to living your best possible life. It's freedomthroughastrology.com. I'm your astrologer, Donald Patak, and another weather front is going through. I apologize. I don't know how many times I've tried to do this, and I found mistakes in my forecast and other technical problems, etc. But another headache from the weather front, amongst other things. So I am your astrologer, and that is my contact information. If you have any questions, you can email me at that point. This is copyright and posted on YouTube, has the standard YouTube copyright and permissions. Keys to my reading. Um, First of all, I use this what's called sidereal astrology, or the visible sky more appropriately. In ancient times, that's what the astrologers did. They went out and they looked to see where the planets were in the visible sky. Modern astrology or tropical astrology fixes the signs to seasons, versus visible sky astrology has them where they are in the actual sky. So right now, you'll hear me talking about the sun in Capricorn getting ready to go into Aquarius, which is a little bit different than what the tropical astrologers are talking about. But then with visible sky astrology, if you ask me to prove to you that we're in the age of Pisces, I can do that. That's where the astrological ages come from, sidereal or visible sky astrology. My boundaries and dates may be a little bit different. I use the astrological midpoints that were developed by Athens Shementi. Many astrologers use the IAU boundaries, which are boundaries drawn by astronomers who really don't care about astrology. Athens sought to fix that, and I like them, and I think they work better. Furthermore, I use 13 signs of the 13th sign called the Fucus. It's between Scorpio and Sagittarius. It's the wounded healer. It's where you're wounded in your own life so that you can heal yourself and heal others with similar wounds and be an example for them. These are the weekly transits, which are the universal lessons for everyone. Everyone's going to be facing these lessons. We just how we're going to do it. The differences from chart to chart is just the houses. I'm not reading the houses on this forecast because that would just take too long. But these are the universal lessons for everyone. And last but not least, I read what's called evolutionary astrology, which says these are lessons. Each planet and sign, etc., is a teacher, and it has a lesson and wisdom and knowledge that it chooses to impart. And you can choose to learn these lessons, or you can choose what I call the shadow, which is failing to learn these lessons and embracing, pardon the joke, embrace the dark side. There's a positive lesson and a negative lesson, or a skilled and an unskilled lesson. Learning the lesson means you become skilled in it, improve, and become better. And not wanting to learn the lesson has you falling into the unskilled mode and suffering the consequences thereof. And the other thing is that lessons learned, you have freedom of choice. Key principle of evolutionary astrology is freedom of choice. I've heard some astrologers who get very fatalistic, and I don't preach that. You have freedom of choice. You have free will, which is why I present the choices to you. This is the weekly transit report and I made a mistake there. This is the, hopefully this one works out. Oops. Like I said, every time I've done this, I found something else wrong and I've had to fix something. I don't know how I missed that before. February 12th through the 18th, 2024. The moon is relatively stable this week. Spends a lot of time in Pisces, short stint in Aries, and then for the weekend, in most of the weekend, in nice calming Taurus, which given this week we're going to be going through, we're going to need that, and ends late Sunday with Gemini. Sign changes. We have several last week, and I missed this. My apologies. Pluto entered Capricorn. I will be covering that. And Venus and Mars also enter Capricorn. So all of the fast movers are in Capricorn for a little bit, except for the Sun, who decides, I want to be different and moves into Aquarius. Pluto, like I did say, Pluto will be conjunct both Venus and Mars this week, transforming relationships, transforming your courage, your ability to do, to take on challenges. Mercury is working with the nodes this week, which is south, and I'll talk about that, but working with the nodes, and then Uranus, your individuality, so being a free thinker a little bit. And Venus, in addition to working with Pluto, is working with Neptune. So that's just an overview. And this is just a map of the week so that you can see we still have the nice long transit of Jupiter and Saturn going. That will be ending next week. And as you can see, the energy is fairly steady through the week, which is nice. Sunday is very relatively calm, with the exception of the moon stepping into Gemini, but it's a very relatively steady energy this week of the transits of the planets. When you throw in the planets changing signs and stuff, it does get a little bit busier. But as you can see, for the most part, the transits are nice and even. Correction from last week. On February 7th, lucky 7, Pluto entered Capricorn. Pluto's the planet of deep transformation. And so it's about deep transformation. And Capricorn is about integrity and achieving great work. So this is transforming your integrity into something greater, ideally, and working on the great work of your life and becoming more in line with it. So my notes here, be open to working on deep transformation and healing. And it can be good to look into the past to understand why and where the healing is needed. Don't wallow in there. So, it's good to understand where you came from, but understand you have a bigger goal, and that is working through the next 16 years of Pluto in Capricorn, and that is to transform and heal those wounds. The old the adage of scars becoming stars. Just popped into my mind to use it. But that's the idea, is to do the work of transforming. Let's see, what else do I have here? Be prepared to do the great work. Be prepared to roll up the sleeves and do the great work. Shadow, missing this opportunity can feel like doing nothing. And you may feel turned off to life. If you feel like you're wallowing in the mud, going nowhere, doing nothing, look to see the house and sign, and look into what the great purpose and the great work of your life is, and that'll help you. Okay. The correction taken. We still have Jupiter in Aries sextile to Saturn in Aquarius. And again, Saturn in Aquarius is doing the work of being your authentic self. Jupiter in Aries, Jupiter is about dreaming big and seeing and seizing opportunities. In Aries, it's having the courage. So have the courage to dream big, seize the opportunities to become your authentic self. And it's a sextile, so it's an excitement or an interest. And this, yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. I'm still fuzzy from this headache and stuff, so this isn't gonna be like hopefully one of my super long ones. I'm just gonna hit things, but Jupiter is, like I said, Jupiter is about opportunities. On Saturn is about becoming your authentic self and doing the great work of your, and the great work of becoming your authentic will self, seeing those opportunities and becoming that person. Late Sunday night, the moon enters Pisces, and take some time to seek a fresh vision for your life and be open to that emotionally. Also take time for spiritual experiences that can lead to inner growth. Be careful of self-distraction and numbing yourself to any higher experiences. So, yeah. So the moon is your emotions. So emotionally, be open and expecting something higher, greater, and better, and being open to inspiration as well. Okay, Monday. Venus in Sagittarius in a sextile to Neptune in Pisces. Basic, Venus is about relationships, being able to receive help. Can also be creativity. Neptune is about being open to receiving a vision, being inspired in spirit. So this is being inspired and being willing to receive inspiration from others. And whether that's inspiration, whether that's being open to receiving help from others or being inspired in your creativity, however it comes to you, be open to that. Take time to relax, be open to inspiration, and seek those points. Hold on a second. This will be, get my picture out of the way there, but this will be over for a few days. So be open to that and be open to spiritual connections with others. You know, if you feel that little tug, pay attention to it. Be careful of falling for an illusion, a phony experience, or someone who is not who they appear to be. This is, a phony guru or something like that. So be careful of that. That's the warning. But on the bright side, look for the best. Look for, hopefully the best happens here, and that you are open to receiving inspiration from others. Monday, we start the big, as this goes most of the week. Mars in Sagittarius conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, and Mars will start during this transit, will start in Sagittarius and move into Capricorn. So during this transit, during this conjunction, Mars does change signs. So Mars is having courage and assertiveness, and in Sagittarius, it was having the courage to explore. Pluto right now is in Capricorn. Okay, you looked at all this stuff. What are you going to do? So gatekeeping is have the courage to dive deep into the inner work. When you're doing your exploring, did I take the time to look inside? I think the most undiscovered place in your entire existence is who you really are. So my notes here say, have the courage to dive deep into the inner work and potentially rise to your mission or purpose in life, and be open to facing reality as it is. Sometimes truth sucks or truth hurts, but it's the truth. And have the courage to face the deep truths in life. Avoid drama. My notes here say avoid drama of any kind, acting out your wounds or enabling wounds in others. This is the shadow. So avoid the drama, stay away from it, and also be careful of helping others to see a truth that they may not be ready for. Person may be facing a challenge, but the right thing said the wrong way is the wrong thing. If they're not ready for it, instead of helping them heal, you've actually created a greater wound. So the focus here is on yourself. All these lessons here primarily are for yourself. Focus on you. How are you open to transforming yourself so that you can achieve the greater work of your life? Mercury in Capricorn, sextile Chiron in Pisces. That's on Wednesday. There we go. Yeah. Get my notes and caught up here. Happy Valentine's Day. This is interesting. Mercury sextile Chiron. Mercury, learning, communication. Chiron, healing. So basic healing your thinking, healing your communication. In Capricorn, Mercury in Capricorn is doing the work, having integrity in your learning, having integrity in your communications, doing the work of learning, and doing the work of being a good communicator. And in Chiron in Pisces, Chiron is about healing. In Pisces, transcending the wounds, releasing the wounds. This transit is about doing the work of healing and releasing the wounds so that you're no longer burdened by them. A sextile is an excitement. Hold my notes here. Sextile is excitement, a rejuvenation. You may feel like, oh wow, a burden's been lifted. That's what this is about. The shadow, falling into endless chatter or refusing to learn, will only deepen the injury and increase your numbness to how serious it is. So this, you're trying to escape this through endless talk or thinking that you can't learn is actually going to lead to a deeper wounding, and you're just going to try to find ways to numb the pain. And personal experience, I'll tell you, it doesn't happen and it doesn't work. Wednesday, Mars enters Capricorn. Time to take assertive action. Capricorn, you hear me say this a lot. Capricorn is one of my GSD signs. Get stuff done. to keep it clean. Capricorn's about achieving the great work of your life and building integrity. So this is time to take assertive action on building your integrity. Be working on the great work of your life. Um, Mars, courage, assertiveness. So focus on being, and you know, it's here, calm, cool, collected. You want to be courageous. Uh, I'm reminded of those old spaghetti westerns when the cowboys were like going around and cool, courageous, calm. They weren't flashy or anything, but they knew they were strong. They knew who they were. They knew they had character. Uh, don't ask me why spaghetti westerns were coming to mind. Some of the worst movies I've ever watched, but yes, I did watch them and I enjoyed them. Sometimes I think that's some of the lessons. Those are our modern fairy tales. Okay, back to this. Focus on being calm, cool, and collected. Look to develop an overall strategy to achieve your goals. So you're looking for the big picture. So look at your overall strategy. What's the big picture? What is it you want to achieve? And then develop the tactics, the day-to-day actions that you can take to achieve that and make success possible. So you're looking big picture, strategy, tactics, day-to-day actions. And that's what you're building and working on. Shadow, falling into explosive anger or giving away your power or settling for a weak peace that results in bigger problems or power struggle later on are showing that you've missed the opportunity. So yeah. Also on Wednesday, this kind of ties nicely in with the Mars because Mars rules Aries. Moon in Aries is developing emotional courage. Moon is your emotions, your feelings, your soul. Aries is here to help it learn courage and assertiveness. It's time to seek a challenge, something bold. Hey, this ties nicely in with Mars stepping into Capricorn. So courage to become your authentic self. I'll just tie that in. Something bold. You may feel up to a challenge and be willing to take a risk. So Valentine's Day. Hey guys, ask the girl out, give her the chocolate and the rose. Ladies, if you see him standing there looking like a chicken, walk up to him and ask him. Because quite honestly, you're both probably scared, and whoever asks, who cares what's the end result? If you enjoyed the date and had a good time, good. Be careful of falling into fear or angers. These can become explosive. So don't be a jerk, but go to that Mars in Capricorn, calm, cool, and collected. All right, Moon entering Aries. Okay, Thursday. This is a long transit. I tentatively have this working out going from February 15th to March 7th. I've got to check that end date, but it does go for a bit. Chiron conjunct the North Node in Pisces. These two have been dancing back and forth, and this one is a much longer transit because of the retrograde motion of the North Node is why that's going to be taking longer. North Node is your ultimate evolutionary destiny. Chiron is healing it. So this is helping you to heal a purpose in life. In Pisces, North Node in Pisces, the aim is transcendence, being able to release, separating the person from the persona. So being able to heal, the great work, you know, if you have an evolutionary destiny at this point, it's seeing who you really are and being able to separate that. This is just popping into my mind. The separating the person from the personality and healing your ability to see who you really are versus who people say you are, separating the two and being able to be that authentic self and releasing those false expectations. Um, be open to opportunities to heal your personal destiny. Work with opportunities that come your way. It is possible to receive help from a mentor to release these wounds. Refusing to heal leads to deeper wounding and seeking ways to escape the pain of failure. So, yeah. And like I said, in Chiron, you may see someone who has experienced wounds similar to you and see and that they have succeeded. It's okay to ask them for help. That's an okay thing to do. This is a 2-day quick hit. Starts like a Thursday, Friday through Saturday-ish, I think. Yeah, Thursday, Friday to Saturday. Mercury in sextile to the North Node, excited about achieving, working towards a destiny, and then releasing the South Node, releasing something that's holding it back. So it starts out with the Mercury and the sextile are excited about the North Node. Be open to learning ways to fulfill your destiny and release what is holding you back in your life. What is holding you back? Look to the South Node. South Nodes are holding you back. Virgo, South Node is part in Virgo. Perfectionism, unrealistic standards, unrealistic expectations. So Mercury in the trine is excited. And it's, what else do I have here? Yeah, it's excitement. And it realizes, these unrealistic expectations are holding back. I can release them. And by releasing that dead baggage and that dead weight, you are now free to realize and learn about and be able to communicate first and foremost with yourself, and then with people who do ask you questions. This intention, this evolutionary intention, and being able to transcend that past, which is great. All right. Friday. Thank God it's Friday. Moon, emotions, your soul, entering Taurus, peace, tranquility. If it's nice weather, go outside. If it's really nice, take your shoes off and get your toes in the grass. If it's cold, okay, maybe you got enough snow to go some snowshoeing or something, but getting outside might do you some, might do you some good. Okay, that's Dr. Don over. But on the weekend, this is a calm weekend. This weekend, if I were to give you some advice, take time just to have a peace and quiet weekend. Taurus, think Ferdinand the Bull, liking to sit down in the field, chew the cud. Everything, the world's going crazy around him, and he just wants to sit there and chill out. Chill out. Take time, peace and quiet this weekend. Calm down. Take time, calm down, center yourself. Peace and quiet is needed. Take it. Don't plan anything big or extravagant. Find calming activities that you can enjoy. And like I say, Taurus, nature, animals, get outside. It'll be a good thing. Adopting a stubborn attitude or seeking too much security can mean you're missing the point. And let's see. And on Friday, the sun enters Aquarius. This is, if it happened early enough in the day, you could play that song, Dawn of Aquarius, the Age of Aquarius. This is the dawning, and sing along with it. Okay, my bad joke. But the sun is your ego. And I will say this 10,000 times. You came here to heal your ego and to develop an authentic ego. And to be the joys of having kittens. They knock things over. That didn't sound fragile. It was probably a book. So you came here to heal your ego, and you look at your sun sign. That's the ego that you're here to develop. So, like for example, I'm sun is a Taurus. So I came here to learn how to have a healthy Taurus, and with the sun entering Aquarius, what does that Taurus ego look like? How do I develop that as an individual? What does that mean to me? So it's time to find your own path and free yourself from the burdens and expectations of others. That's Aquarius, on individuality and authenticity, you being you. Be open to discovering your own truth. And so that's going to be what this season's about. And yeah, Saturn's in there, so we're going to have a Sun-Saturn conjunction. So just heads up, that's going to, when that happens, it's going to be powerful. But this is a time for you to develop your authentic, to learn about who your authentic self is and to become that person. Shadow, wasting this opportunity has you selling out to the expectations of others and sacrificing your own identity to protect ideas that are not yours and may not matter in the long run. So if you know, and also Aquarius, the shadow of Aquarius is being pointlessly eccentric and sticking out like a sore thumb. If you're doing that, you're missing the point as well. And on Friday, Mercury in Capricorn squaring Uranus in Aries. A lot of stuff on this authenticity. Big message here for the week. Mercury, learning and communication is being challenged by Uranus, individuality and authenticity. Are you doing the work of learning about your authentic self? And do you have the courage to learn about your authentic self? There we go. And at Capricorn, doing that work. Um, Face the challenge of embracing your own truths instead of others' expectations. And this is the challenge. Squares are challenges, they're hard. But if you like, but I'll tell you this, you'll hear me anytime I talk about the square. If you look at the pyramids of Egypt, they look like two giant triangles, and they are. But if you get up close, they're built on squares, and that tension builds strength. That perfect resistance builds strength. Think of a bodybuilder. You know, they were picking up those heavier and heavier weights because that resistance is what helps them build strength. This is an opportunity for you to build the strength of your authentic self and your authentic truths. Also, be open to synchronicities and strange things just happening. You know, things can happen that can help you out. Be careful of pointless contrariness or selling out to the crowd and being a people pleaser. Yeah, it's the easy way out, but the other side of a square, you know, pressure builds diamonds which are very valuable. Pressure can also grind things into dust. Dust blows away in the wind and is worthless. And also on Friday, man, Friday is kind of busy, which is a good thing we have seeking peace in Taurus because we're going to need it. And Venus is conjunct Pluto in Capricorn, and this is that Sagittarius Capricorn transit again. So it starts out in Sagittarius, developing faith and trust, and then moves into Capricorn, building integrity and character and doing the great work of your life. So Venus conjunct and Pluto and Capricorn, facing the deep truth. So reduce your stress by facing. Venus can be about receiving help, reducing stress. It's also about building relationships, and like I say, creativity. I like to bring that up, but be open to transformation through receiving help from others. Also, reduce your stress by facing it and addressing it. People like to live in denial of problems. Well, face the problems and know that when you face them, that the stress that you can actually you can actually name it and give it a name, that the stress actually goes away. So face your fears in a little bit here as well. Speak your truth in relationships and ask from the same and ask the same from them also. Be open and ask for depth in relationships. Transform your relationships by taking them deeper. Now, if you just met the person, Valentine's Day, go happy, learn their fun stuff, whatever. But deeper, take the time to build the deep relationships and the relationships that can last, the relationships that can survive the deep truths of life, or the relationships that last all life. If you do not do this work, expect a deeper wounding, loss of the relationship, and loss of trust. And also, loss of trust, an ability to accept help from others, and Kit's been sick. Excuse me a moment. Sorry about that. Kit, I have a pet cat named Kit. Kit the cat. You want to say it. She's been sick all weekend, which is probably why I'm not sleeping. Nonetheless. But yes, so Venus conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. Like I say, Venus goes from Sagittarius, developing trust and faith, in stepping into Capricorn, developing character, integrity, deeper connections. And that's actually what I'm going to do here is talk a little bit about Venus in Capricorn. Like I say, Venus is about being able to receive help from others. It's also about your relationships with them. And also, I always throw creativity in here. It's not in the books, but I think, just because it's not in the book doesn't mean you don't talk about it. But it's about your connections to others, connection your own creativity. Take the time on building deeper connections with other people. Be open to building deeper connections with other people. Oh, excuse me. And know that and Capricorn can be about limits, about in building integrity, building character. It's also about respecting limits. Know that people have their limits and learn to accept these limits and accepting people as they are. Okay, rather than trying to control them, give them their space, give them their boundaries. Having healthy boundaries is a good thing. Know what your boundaries are, know what your friends' boundaries are, and respect them. Okay. The shadow is being too demanding or punishing or being very technical, can appear to be very insensitive, and push away the people that you really need to help you and the people that really matter to you. And Venus is also going to be moving towards Mars. This is going to get really interesting next week. So yeah, during that Pluto transit, deep transformation and doing the work of building deeper relationships and more meaningful relationships. And finally, late Sunday, the moon enters Gemini. Late. So emotional curiosity, the moon, your emotions, Gemini, curiosity, God. Late Sunday, Sunday evening sometime, just in time for the Monday work week. You've got energy to learn. Good. You may feel you need more information right now. Look to the house that it's in. It'll tell you where you need information about. Your curiosity may be sparked. Life can seem faster. You may encounter unexpected information and opportunities. This is a great time. Be open to new information. Be open to new ideas. Be open to new feelings. Who knows? Be careful. Shadow moodiness of moon is moodiness and talking in vain. The shadow of Gemini, talking too much and being defensive as a defensive tactic. Actually, be careful of talking too much to avoid learning anything or feeling that you can't learn anything new as well. Those are two things. Okay. So, and again, I apologize that I haven't been, I'm not my usual energetic self. These weather fronts are doing a number on me. And like I say, thank you to everybody for their suggestions with the EFT, proper hydration, the essential oils. There was something else. I've got it written down. But thank you for everybody for your suggestions. I appreciate them. And yes, they have been helpful. If you like what you see and you want more, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. I'm also in the Digital Soul Space, which is a spiritual community which covers many, many different modalities. I am one of several astrologers on there. It's a troll-free space. And if you've got questions and you're curious and you want to learn something, if you ask the question, someone's going to step forth and answer the question. They might not do it in the list. It might not be in the list, but they'll reach out to you. It is privacy focused. It's a troll free zone. It's probably one of the friendliest websites I've been on. Real interesting people. And let me escape here, go to here. And this is my current website. I am working with a business coach. So there will be some things changing on this and another page added. Freedom Through Astrology. This is my whole site, my wonderful picture. If you click on subscribe, this is the newsletter sign up. This is where you get the weekly forecast first and other information, summary major events, astrological insight, exclusive subscriber only discounts and offers. So, you want my biggest, best, and brightest discounts. The only way you get them is through the newsletter. And information on live appearance and events, that's where I will post it first and foremost. I am looking into a few things locally, and we do have that eclipse coming up. So all I need is an email address. I usually send out only one email a week. If you decide you would like a reading and you click on scheduling, book an appointment. There's my current offerings with a natal chart, or that's the birth chart, a karmic or a past life reading, and the transit readings. These are the predictive readings, and I do those as lessons to learn 1 month, 3 month, and a year, and depending on what you're ordering depends on what I look at. Skip the dispositor. If you have questions about a specific transit and you want to have a one-on-one discussion, how much time do you want? 15, 30, 45. For the readings, I do read 13 signs. I use whole sign, and I was emailed about this. If you, or not whole sign, whole sign. No, whole sign houses. So each house would be 30 degrees. So my brain isn't, I'm sorry. Each house 30 degrees. If you want something else, ask. I am not one of these astrologers who says everybody is the same. We're all different. And I read for people who use Campanus, who use Placidus, who use the whole sign. One person uses Regiomontanus or something. I mean, people are different. And my responsibility as an astrologer is to help you. If you have a specific house system that you like, to use it. If you're not sure what it is to help you find what that house system is. But there's that. I read the sun, moon, the nodes, all the planets, Chiron. I use midpoints. I use evolutionary astrology. Your birth chart is your birth contract. It's who you came here to become. And I help you to understand that. Live one-to-one, I do have terms there. Okay, our schedules don't match up. If you click on services, everything done live one-to-one is available as a service. And a recording, which is a recording that you can download from Zoom, watch. Most of these have follow-up sessions, which hopefully we're able to get together and connect. And you get follow-up and you can play 20 questions, so to speak, with me. If you want more information on the blogs for the week, if you click on blog, the transits, I give like just a rough overview, but throughout the week, I will post deeper readings throughout the week of different transits. So if you want to know what those are, you can always go to my blog and find out. I got to find a different thing to call that, but right now that works. It might be weekly. I might put forecasts in there, but otherwise, just a heads up, I am working with a business coach. I will have new packages and programs available that combine the readings and also, like I say, packages where if the package. Okay, my brain just went, so I'm just going to call it a night. I'm sorry, it's where my head is. But new packages, new programs. Thank you very much. Like, follow, share. This is the best one that's come out so far. So I'm just going to run with this one. Thank you very much. Have the best week possible. Navigate those transits. You'll do well. We're good. Oops. Have yourself a good week.